On Friday, June 21st, it was the Swaparama Train Show. Now, the first few hours of this train show is usually just for attendees only for the N-Scale convention, and then at noon, it opens to the general public. So we wanted to hit the show early on that morning. The nice thing about getting to the show early is that it's less crowded and you get to have some personal contact to talk to some of the modeling manufacturers. Intermountain was there showing off some of their newest auto racks coming out, but they were also willing to take some input on a rerun of some F units coming out in the future and getting some other popular road names added to the list. The big announcement from Scale Trains were the N-Scale Jeep 30s. These are still a little bit out of my era, but man, they sure look nice. So as soon as they start coming out with that first generation diesel, I'm going to probably be in trouble. Showcase Miniatures always has some beautiful stuff. Plus, they always give a little free sample. This year, it was a picnic table. Who can't use a picnic table on their layout? Checking out Railsmith, looking for that new Rock Island Golden State Diner that should be arriving soon, plus checking out all the other cars that were on display. I know sometimes with Bachmann it's hit and miss with their running, but a lot of the things they had on display looked very nice. Hey, hopefully by the time I get home from the convention, my Microtrains Iowa Interstate 40th anniversary car will be arriving. And Atlas had many of their new cars, 3D printed loads, and locomotives that will be coming out in the near future. I even picked up a model from Bar Mills. Haven't got it built yet, but it'll be a project for this winter. And it was also nice to talk to the gentleman from Cato about some of the newer things that are coming out, but also just to compliment them on some of the fine things they're already making. Don't mess up a good thing.
I spoiled myself and got the sound installed. Yeah, I don't even model anymore. My wife and I make you guys got great photos.
I was also doing some price comparison for my friend Bob, who is just converting his layout to DCC. Also during the train show, I had to make my way to the model contest. Hey, there's my model. Hope it does well. But I wanted to make sure that I got my vote in for the different categories during the train show. At noontime, when the train show opened to the general public, it was a great time to pull away from the train show and go take in some of the clinics. So I grabbed a couple snacks, and Michael and I sat and listened to one of the clinics on kind of the evolution of model railroading and where it's going, kind of where we've come in the past and what might come down the pike here in the next, several years in model railroading. After a couple of clinics, we went back to the train room floor, able to talk to Ed from NCE and ask him a few questions. I had a few for myself and also for Bob, who's converting his layout to DCC. So Ed gave us some great advice. Plus, he also gave me some tips on setting in my radio base station and getting it updated, as I had some problems during op sessions this past winter.
And measure track voltage. You can measure across.
Wolford shops had their dented in gondolas, and so it was neat to see some of the prototype models here, but also hear him talk about how difficult this task was, as the computer wanted to continue to correct them to smooth sides when he wanted the imperfections of the dents. And then I ended the time with talking to my good friend Sean, who does 3D printing and has some wonderful kit structures. So wonderful to just visit with him every year at the convention. Yeah, so we'll tell Claire to get her dad this kit,
You want a little bag?
and then just bill it to you, okay?
Claire.
Or bill it to Claire. Yeah,
Your dad wants that.
yeah, Claire. Dad wants that, so
I'll email you around Christmas time.
yep. Be looking for an email from Sean. And by the end of the train show, here was some of the bargains I picked up, and knew that when I went back for Saturday's train show, there's a few other items I was still on the fence about that I would probably pick up and take home with me. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and happy railroading to you, and thank you for watching.